Welcome to the Necronama.com, where we're spending all of October looking at 31 episodes of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Today, we're looking at Treehouse 20 from October 18th, 2009. I am James Sabata.
I'm Don Guillory.
And I'm Thomas Brungardt this time.
What do you mean this time?
It's a new day, new Thomas, no longer a sex bot.
It's a new day, yes it is.
You'll be sucking your own blood tonight.
I got out of the industry. On my sexbot Pornhub page, it'll say retired. But I'm on OnlyFans now. It doesn't count.
What's weird about that is retired's actually one of the categories. All right, so... So we have this opening scene with a bunch of the classic monsters, and they all end up at a party at Homer's house, and then their wives show up, and they're totally mad because you guys are supposed to be out killing children. And I've really enjoyed this opening scene, but... obviously, since I already quoted it, I really love when Dracula's wife says you're going to be sucking your own blood tonight. Good times.
I like the Monsterverse, even though the movies lately have been terrible, but having all those characters together going out on Halloween was pretty cool.
They should do it more often.
I'm just curious about the costumes, because I found it funny that Frankenstein's monster went as SpongeBob.
And why wouldn't he?
It was just like, you have Iron Man, you have Harry Potter, Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, I'm assuming, and then SpongeBob.
Makes perfect sense to me.
No, it's just a nice grouping there. Yeah, this one I liked. 2 out of 3 of the sketches themselves. And the first one that we have is Dial In for Murder, which is a parody of Strangers on a Train. Lisa and Bart both get upset with their teachers. And through a miscommunication, Lisa pranks Bart's teacher, Miss Krabappel. And Bart kills Lisa's teacher, Miss Hoover. And it just starts this chain of events to where she has to try and kill the people that she needs to kill to get even. Well, not necessarily get even with Bart, but at least even the score as far as the debt. But in the end, she kills Bart, and she and Mrs. Krabappel walk off together. I thought it was a fun, cute Halloween episode, or cute Halloween sketch. Because it gets into this whole idea of how, murder pacts don't work and shouldn't work. Because if I get you to kill somebody, and there's also based off of that trust, because if James and I decide, hey, I need you to kill this person, you need
we would never do that.
Well, I'm saying in the sense of like Strangers on a Train.
Guys,
like,
I'm sitting right here. If you want to kill me, you can just do it. You don't have to take turns.
We're not in the same room.
Yeah. We're not? Oh.
Well, it's kind of like game theory, right? Where if there are 3 prisoners in a room, I know this is going to sound weird now. If there are 3 prisoners in the room and, the guards leave and they come back and one of the prisoners is dead, and I'm saying it was me and James are in there. Thomas is dead. Thomas is a dead prisoner for this example. And I'm saying James did it. James is saying I did it. And the guards don't know which one of us did it, but it was one of us. But
come on,
in this sense,
that's not what would happen at all.
I know. I'd rat you out like nobody's business.
No, look at us, and you would be arrested.
James could be holding a bloody knife, and they would jump you.
I think we've seen this sketch before.
We have.
Oh, no, that was the news.
But you win this round.
But with this episode, or this part of the episode, there's that whole thing of, I killed this person, and we've got alibis for each other. You were Bart's out mooning people at a tennis match while Lisa is off doing her part of the pact, right? And she just thinks it's about pranking. And Lisa's nowhere to be found when, I'm assuming, when Bart murders Ms. Hoover. So no one can suspect that Lisa did it. But, with any of these murder things, you would think that somebody would probably do an investigation to figure out who was there and who did it. Because how can you guarantee that somebody's actually going to go through with it?
And are you asking because you need advice?
No. What do you do if the other person? No. What do you do if the other person goes through with it and you didn't, or you go through with it and the other person gets cold feet?
I would definitely want to go second. Just to be sure.
Right.
And outside of that, I mean, if you went first, it's not really an issue because you're already a killer. So what's one more?
I mean, you could even put this into other scenarios, right? As far as I don't know. We agreed that we're both going to do something. I did it. You didn't. That trust factor is gone. Or I'm trusting you to do something. So if we all said we're all going to go on a diet together, and then you have to watch what you're eating and assuming the other person is doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, it doesn't just have to be with a situation of murder. It comes down to, I guess, honesty, trust, teamwork, things like that.
So any kind of pact, really.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like this is bringing back memories of group projects in school.
Jesus Christ, yes.
Because everyone would always promise to do stuff, and then I would know that means James has to do it. And I still have that trust issue pretty much everywhere in my life where I'm like, I'll take care of the whole thing. Stay out of my way. So now I'm rethinking this whole thing, and I think I would just kill people to begin with and not even strike a deal because I feel like I wouldn't trust them.
So you kill both people?
Sure, why not? I mean, if I killed both, well, let's say I left one, right? Then he could take the fall, I suppose. Yeah, maybe that's better. Maybe I get him to agree. That way I have evidence. Then I make both kills and pin them both on him. Ha-ha! I've beaten the system.
Well, I think it's like trust in any situation. It's like the trust you have in a relationship too, right? Like it's not just high stakes stuff. It's little things that just add up over time. I don't know.
Like when you trust them to do the dishes?
Like maybe I say like, oh, I you can trust that I'm not going to break up with you when you go visit your family, and then I can trust that you're not going to break up with me over telegraph from a different country. And then one of us follows through with it, and then the other one's like, oh, I forgot we agreed to that.
That's done, yeah.
Oh God. We don't have to get into that. I love Strangers on a Train, like the story. I was very disappointed by how this one went because it just wasn't very inventive or clever to me, especially the way it ends. But I did like the Hitchcock silhouette wipe at the end. That
was nice, yeah. I kind of liked the end with Bart getting killed and then Krabappel just being like, that's cool, way to go, girl power. But then, like, the more I thought about it after the fact, then I didn't like it as much. It was like, I liked it in the moment, and then after that, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do I know? I do know that you're not wearing a kilt. Overall, I'm a big Hitchcock fan. Not the person, just the movies. And I just really like saying that, obviously. But I feel like there's so much source material here that you don't even have to try that hard to make fun of it. And to pull like little nods. Like you could, it's so there's just so fucking much of it. This should be really fucking easy. And instead they took like, or doesn't he have like his silhouette sometimes? And maybe if we make it black and white. What? I do look forward to the day that they redo this exact skit but put Vince Vaughn in. That'll be great.
Oh God, no.
All right, moving along.
Moving along. Should we get into number 2?
That's what Sexbot said. All right, go for it.
Number 2 is called Don't Have a Cow, Mankind. It's a 28 Days Later spoof, and 28 Days Later is a great movie. It's my second favorite Danny Boyle movie. It's pretty good. I really like this one. It's Krusty unveils this burger called Burger Squared, where it's a cow that ate a cow. It's basically mad cow meat. And it turns Kent Brockman into a zombie, or a muncher, as they're called in this episode. And 28 days later, the Springfield is in chaos, and Bart is hungry, and he sees a burger, and he eats it, and you find out that he is immune to the disease because he doesn't become a muncher. And then Homer ends up getting infected, and they find out that Bart is the cure, or the antidote, that word that I can't say right now, and rather than eat him so they're all safe, he just bathes in their food, and they all have to eat from this pool of broth that he's been simmering in.
Excellent.
As you should when you want to protect yourself from a disease.
Yeah, is that what the COVID cure is going to be like? I'm going to have to eat some chowder that some guy's bathing in?
I think the better brains is which brains is a brains.
We could probably just re-air this episode every year, because I have serious doubts that there will be a day when we're not dealing with this shit.
And even if there is, we'll find something new to deal with, and it'll still apply. I love Apu with his armored off-road truck. I love when it gets stuck.
They were supposed to stop for me.
And it's such a great joke. Like, it always happens. There's always the guy that sacrifices himself. And of course, he's the foreigner, because we have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this great second where he's like, "Where are you going? You were supposed to wait for me." I don't know. I fucking loved that. That's great. Let's see. Also, the fact that Apu wasn't affected because he's a vegan, that was a nice touch. And
well, there's also that nod at the end when they're talking about eating Bart, and I can't remember if it was Marge or whoever, but somebody makes that comment of like, what kind of society eats the body and blood of their savior?
That was fantastic. That's my favorite line in this episode. Let's see. Is there anything else in this one?
Well, I mean, you and I have talked about this before, James, as far as zombie films, purge films, things like that. As far as you question your own survivability given that type of situation.
Not me, just in general. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't question mine at all. First wave, motherfuckers. Woo!
Well, I don't think we had Thomas's perspective on this. So I would like to know, Thomas, how do you think you would how do you think you would fare in this type of situation? What would be your I guess method of survival
in a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I would probably just hunker down and hope that nobody found me. I'm not going to go out and save people. I'd probably, honestly, I'd be looting the first part of it, just for fun. I don't know. I see, because my vision of a zombie apocalypse will always be Shaun of the Dead, even though I've seen 28 Days Later more times. But I just don't think I have it in me to do any of those long journeys, avoiding zombies. I couldn't do like a Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil, but when I play that game, I'm like, yeah, I couldn't do this in real life. So I'd probably just die.
There you go.
Fair answer.
Don, what would happen to you?
I would try and separate from as many people as possible. I would keep my circle very small and travel if I need to. And that's pretty much, I would try and stay wherever I am and stay safe. Hopefully have enough food to get by, and if I need to, sacrifice my neighbors. Hey, zombies, look over there.
Wow.
But I'm not going to give my full plan.
Don't do that.
If Zombieland taught me anything, it's that cardio is very important. So right there, I'm going down in round 1. Number 2, I don't like living in fear. So the first time that a zombie pops up, I am going to ball up and cry. And that's how I'm going to die right there because I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, I really don't feel like there's any hope for me at all. I'm just fucked.
I don't think the zombies are going to move as fast as, we've become accustomed to. I think the zombies are going to stay at a very moderate pace. So it's really just going to be an issue of numbers.
I mean, if you look at Austin Powers with that steamroller, that's probably me with a zombie. So
yeah, just look for a construction site.
No, I mean, I would just stand there screaming until it finally got to me and ate me.
I'd want to assimilate those new Terminator movies where there's people who are like cyborgs and they're part machine. I'd be interested in that.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, but you want to? It wouldn't be the zombies. We'd have to worry about, as we talked about before. We'd have to worry about other people because that would be the real problem. All right. So I guess that takes us to your shake.
Let's just move on. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, okay, fine. We'll talk about this one. There's no business like Mo business. First off, legitimately, Sweeney Todd is one of my favorite musicals. I've never seen the Johnny Depp version, but I really do like the actual, like the Angela Lansbury version I watched in high school, and I just fucking adored it. So I like a lot of this one, but it still is very odd. For some reason, I actually enjoyed the stupidity of it being a play. Mm-hmm. And like Mo, when they throw him, he's a fucking dummy instead. Or like Homer quickly trying to put like the pipes back in his chest to get back in spot in time. I don't know. I kind of liked some of that dumb shit. It was very odd. The main thing I really liked about this one was the stupidity of what Mo says to Marge as the reason Homer left. Because Homer and Marge are on this date at the bar, and then Homer goes to try some beer and he falls down and he gets impaled on Mo's like microbrewer or some shit. I don't know anything about alcohol, so I'm making up terms I've heard before. And then his blood becomes like the secret ingredient of the beer. And Marge comes out of the bathroom and she's like, "Where'd Homer go?" And he's like, he decided he was gay and he never loved you at all. And he left you this note in my handwriting using my words on my stationery. Dear Midge, and then it's the whole I'm super gay kind of thing. And then eventually Homer, like Marge cries and her tear drops on Homer's body and it like basically reanimates him and he comes up and they have their magic moment where they're back together. But I overall, like, the Simpsons always do music really well, right? Like any of their music is fantastic, even when it's bad. And that's where I am with this one. Like, I don't think these are songs I would like go out of my way to listen to. And but I enjoyed them. They were okay. And yeah. What'd you guys think of this one? I know Don hates it, so let's start with Thomas.
I was no. So I disliked it too, but for different reasons. Because I also enjoy Sweeney Todd. But the thing I hated the most is that they took this opportunity to have another stupid pun as a title, where there's no business like Mo business. Yeah. Where for me, I would have called it the Demon Bartender of Springfield, because that would have been on brand for Sweeney Todd, and I thought it would have been more clever and it would have made sense. But just the whole like the way the play ends and they have the crowd. It's just another formulaic ending to a Treehouse of Horror that just kind of fell flat to me. Don, why did you hate it?
I'm not a fan of Sweeney Todd, and I think I was turned off because of the Johnny Depp one. But then even with this one, for me, what made it okay for me was the absurdity of the stuff that was going on, like Mo being connected to cables, or the gay dance scene, that type of stuff where it's Homer's letter being read while Homer is talking. It's the song about Homer going out to try all these different types of gay men.
So very odd.
Yeah,
I forget. Was Mr. Pennyface in this?
No, that was another episode, my friend.
Oh,
it would have been a cool callback to have Lincoln in this episode as well.
That would have been hilarious.
Well, there's one thing. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, the only thing that I really have against this is it didn't age very well with all the homosexual jokes. Same with the Lincoln thing. Overall, just like, even as we're talking about it, like the gay dance scene, well, that's what it is, right? Like, and that's the joke. But even saying that, like, I feel kind of dirty because the world has changed so much. And so I feel like they could have. It really works from Moe's perspective. Like, Moe would think, oh, this is a great excuse, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, I feel like they could have done a couple other things to make it more interesting. Like, Moe could give different excuses each time or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking on this one. Like everything.
It is what it is.
Well, I just wanted to say that after the last one we watched with The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and this one with Sweeney Todd, it made me realize that there's so many things they've yet to parody and so many that they just haven't done well or just missed the mark on. And how many of these like sketches have been just a waste of time when they could have been parodying other things. So yeah, my question to you guys, with 11 of these left to do, what would you like to see them spoof? Because I haven't watched the next 11, so I don't know what they've done, but I have ideas of what I'd like to see. So are there any that you guys would like to see The Simpsons do?
Twilight. Just kidding. Just kidding. Twilight is tomorrow. I couldn't resist. Let's see here.
I mean, they've parodied movies in their regular episodes, or TV series they parodied in their regular episodes that weren't Halloween. That could have been Halloween episodes, like the one where it's, not Lord of the Rings, but the same type of fantasy world, and they end up killing the dragon, and But anyway, there are. Oh God, that's a really good question.
Mine is Joe Hill's Nosferatu. It's really big on AMC and on Shudder. And it's a vampire story. I think it would fit really well. I think they could do some cool stuff with Mr. Burns. If you're not aware, Nosferatu is basically about a man who his car is like a vampire and he puts children into it and it sucks their energy and puts it into him to make him younger. And I think there's a lot they could do with that.
That's a good one.
They won't, because they won't put in that kind of effort. So even if they do it, I'm going to be disappointed. But that's the one I would pick.
Well, I think then you could probably have because when you said that, I thought of What We Do in the Shadows.
That'd be a fun one.
Which, I mean, they've worked with some of the people that are connected to that show, I believe, before.
What's weird about that is it would have less humor. That's a deep joke. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, eventually they're going to have, probably next year, they're probably going to do like a Lovecraft Country episode or part of an episode, which should be very interesting, where they condense the book and the TV series into, roughly like 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think the ones I was thinking that I'd like to see would be something like Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
Something in the vein of like Clue, but on like the monorail.
Yes, the monorail. Bring it back. Bitey better have a cameo.
I called the big one Bitey. Something like The Purge, I think would be cool. Seeing Wiggum deal with The Purge would be interesting. There's just a lot of things. I would love to see something like The Mist. Just they're all trapped in the Quickie Mart and they can't go outside. But who knows what we'll see, other than Twilight.
If I wrote a Simpsons purge, and again we haven't watched the rest of these, so if it's happened, we're sorry. But I would have Wiggum like preparing for it, and then you just see him wake up in the morning, like, what a peaceful night, you know? He's got like super security, and then it like all drops down, and like everyone around him's dead.
Crap! And that's how it ends. Yeah.
Good thing I don't work Saturdays, huh?
Well, no. Here's what would end up happening. Ralph would let the burglars or the purgers into the house.
That's true.
I'm purging.
Oh man!
I have to feed the beast.
Or instead of the mist, it could be that fog that turns people inside out.
One more quick thing from No Business Like Mo Business. My favorite line in this one was Bart, Linda, and the other one there need a dad. And then Marge said, that does sound like Homer. I don't know, Bart, Linda, and the other one. I loved that. Made me think of Little McGaggy. Well, I'm really looking forward to talking Twilight tomorrow. That'll be exciting.
All right. Works for me.
All right.
I can't say I'd be happy about talking about it, but I'll sit here.
I'm happy. I'm ready.
Woohoo! This concludes another episode of the Necronama.com with James Sabata, Don Guillory, and Thomas Sexbot Brungardt.